Hello everyone, this is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I bring you a video tonight titled, Sexually Attractive Men Always Have a Seat at the Table with Beautiful Women. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But let's get right to it. Sexually attractive men always have a seat at the table with beautiful women. And what brought this video about was, I'm going to give you a glimpse and a sneak peek. What brought this video about was the Zoom call, the Monday night Zoom call that I just got off of with the guys who are in my Matthew C. Horne Dating Coaching Community on the school platform. You all need to be in this group because the gentleman was able to present something to me about resistance from beautiful women. He got firsthand knowledge from Matthew C. Horne himself on the reality of this and how to overcome this. And I want to give you all a preview of what my group is like and what coaching is like with me in this video. So I want to talk briefly about what the gentleman said, okay? So the gentleman said that when it comes to him being around more beautiful women, because he's putting himself out there now, like he's growing, he's progressing, he's following the progressions of someone who is around coaching and getting exclusive content, like everything you would get in a group. Like the guy is meeting his benchmarks, but he's still on his way. So he spoke about being around more beautiful women now and how being around those women and the things that they do are different than average women. And he was essentially saying that they give a lot of shit tests and they're not as easy, meaning they're more difficult to crack or to get into the space of. And promptly, me being his coach, so to speak, I had to interpret that and fix and frame his mindset with what he just said and give him the reality behind what he just said. So to think that a woman, just because she's more beautiful, is supposed to be more difficult, that means that you don't have a seat at the table that's given to you. You haven't been invited to the table by beautiful women. And let me explain that. Because this gentleman, he was talking about like how they were making things more difficult and how he was able to penetrate some of the barriers, meaning that he was able to put up with some of the shit tests, but also, he was able to show some confidence, as he said it, and work through some of those things. But the only problem with that is that a woman sees you a certain way if she offers you a shit test. And let me get into that. And a shit test, if you don't know what that is, it's difficulty, some sort of disrespect that a woman exhibits to you when you attempt to talk to her or get into her space. It's her being difficult. That's called a shit test because she's giving you shit when she could make things easy. The thing that's not taken into account with beautiful women is that they don't offer shit tests to men that they're extremely attracted to, number one, okay? And for her to offer you a shit test, it's her saying that she has leverage over you, that, the teacher offers the test. If you think about testing dynamics, the teacher has knowledge that you benefit from having, so the teacher has more value than the student. And so the teacher is in the dominant power position. And so a shit test from a beautiful woman or any woman is an attempt to bring you in submission and make you acknowledge her superiority in the dynamic that you two possess. She's exerting her dominance on you. She's attempting to bring you in submission. And if you stick around for a shit test, then you're automatically admitting that the woman has more value than you, that you're going to tolerate disrespect in the name of being in the presence of a beautiful woman. That's a man who doesn't have an identity or a sense of self. See, a man who has a sense of self, he already understands that he has way more to offer to any woman than any woman has to offer to him. He understands the order of creation. He understands, wives, submit yourselves to your husband. He understands the guidance that he's able to offer to the woman and the shortage of men that are able to offer the guidance to the women that they need. As you heard in my recent previous videos, there's more women in need of guidance than men who are able to offer the guidance that they need. So I don't care if she's beautiful, there's still more of her and less of you if you've become. And become means you have a full awareness of yourself. You're pushing the boundaries of your self-development. You've accepted what kind of man that you are, the experiences that you enjoy the best, and the type of man that you're going to be. And once a man determines what kind of man that he's going to be, because he's taking inventory of all of the experiences around him and says, I need to be this kind of man to have my best experiences. That's when that man has mastered himself. When he didn't just make a proclamation, but he put work and energy and dedication behind the proclamation, he's evolving. He's growing. He's elevating, okay? So once you become that man, it's impossible for a woman to posture herself above you, no matter what she looks like. And the second thing that's telling about this, if you're willing to work through a shit test to bring the woman to your side after she's disrespecting you, you're openly admitting that you're willing to compensate for your lack of development into a sexually attractive man. You're willing to compensate for that woman's lack of sexual desire to you and for you. Because a sexually attractive man, he gets offered a seat at the table. They don't give that man shit tests. They give that man open legs, red beam of lust from her eyes, and a very warm invitation to come and sit at the table. And so I had to talk to the good brother on the call about these realities, about how his willingness to work through the shit test and to shapeshift the shit test. And he actually asked me, are there different levels of shit tests and and disrespect? I said, hell no. It all means that they are not afraid to lose you. If a woman doesn't think that you're attractive when she first meets you, she's not afraid to lose you. That's why they play with you. A shit test is her just playing with you. You don't work with a woman who's playing with you when women are regularly in recognition of who you are, which lends me to my next point. See, a man is tolerant of a shit test because he doesn't have enough references of women who lust and desire him and offer him a seat at the table. Meaning that she's not making things difficult. She's offering you a seat at the table. That's the woman, that's the man that women lust and desire. They immediately get offered a seat at the table. No games, because her highest imperative is stimulated. Her biological and sexual imperative is stimulated. So you can't say that you're getting better, but you're still willing to entertain a shit test. Entertaining a shit test just means I am taking for granted the level of work that I have to do to get the seat at the table with the kind of woman that I deem as attractive. You're going to have to do some work for beautiful women to just offer themselves to you. It's not an easy feat, but it's worth it after you undertake the work necessary to experience women offering you a seat at the table. So the reference points are this. There's a continuum of beautiful women who offer themselves to you. They say, here is a seat at the table. Either you're going to deal with the shit test to get into the space of the beautiful woman, or you're going to be offered a seat at the table. There's no gray area. And when you're offered a seat at the table, now you have enough reference points. Women can't play with you. They can't give you inferior offerings when you're regularly experiencing optimal offerings. You have a collection of experiences where women see you as an offering and they're not giving you shit tests. And so your reference point frames your tolerance. So if you have a reference point of women beautiful, that you deem as beautiful, giving you a seat at the table, no games, no gimmicks, power plays, no shit test, no manipulation. There's a continuum of women who offer this seat to you. How could you entertain or try to figure a way through a woman's shit test because she's beautiful? When your reference, meaning your regular experience, is women offering you a seat at the table with no games and gimmicks. Yes, there's always going to be a collection of different women offering you different things, but if the women that you want offer you what you want, then you are incapable of entertaining the other things. The other things are the games, the power plays, the shit tests. You're incapable. And those women know what they're doing. And then you drop them off. And a lot of times after you drop the woman off, she'll try to come back. It's not really out of desire, it's out of ego. Because if she really desired you, she wouldn't have played with you like that. But even though a woman doesn't find you extremely sexually attractive, she can still interpret that other women see you that way. By your movements and your behaviors. By the fact that you're not afraid to lose her. Because everyone communicates the same. You can walk away from a woman that you're not afraid to lose. She can play with a motherfucker that she's not afraid to lose. You see what I'm saying? So she can interpret that you have a collection of women that look just like her by your willingness and swiftness and how fast you walk away. But don't accept her if she comes back after you drop her off, because it's an ego thing. One shit test begets another shit test. Another shit test begets another shit test. You want the women who don't offer you that shit. And so there's something that has to be accepted, okay? The reference points means that you have not, your lack of reference points means that you have not evolved into a man that has a regular seat at the table, and that's why you're tolerant of shit tests from beautiful women, games, disrespect. Oh, I can work through it. Oh, it's not that bad. You begin to rationalize it because you're rationalizing your lack of development into the sexy, attractive man that many women desire, that many women offer a seat at the table. See, the thing about the seat at the table, it exists. It exists. Beautiful women are still women at the end of the day. They're still women. Beautiful women have a place of desirability when they see a sexy, attractive man, that all of their superiority that they have over other men is suspended. Why? Because she's a woman who was put on the earth to procreate. So there's a certain type of man that she sees, and all of her bullshit goes out of the window, and her lust and her desire overtakes her. And the only man that can take her there is the sexy, attractive man. Beautiful women, yeah, they'll play with some men and they'll offer other men a seat at the table. They offer the man at the seat at the table easy sexual access to them. That's a seat at the table. They'll offer the man a seat at the table because that beautiful woman is still a woman. She has eyes and she has a vagina that tingles when she's in the space of a man that she's extremely sexually attracted to. She's a woman. I thank God for my father, my late father, who taught me that he talks to every woman the same, regardless of how she looks, even if she's beautiful. My father said she's still a person. They're still people. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you. They're still people. They're not these mythical aliens that are from fucking Mars and shit. No, a lot of men treat them that way, but they're still people. They're still single. They still have a man that they like that doesn't like them. And the men that they like, they don't like them. They're single. Every beautiful woman, she had it her way, she would be in a relationship with the quality man. So they're people. And they age out just like any other woman if they don't get this shit together and get with a quality man and inspire a quality man and want to be. They're just people. Look at the Lisa Rays of the world. Look at the Tracy Ellis Ross of the world. Look at the Tia Mowrys of the world. These are older, societally celebrated, light-skinned, long-haired beauties. And they're single as they can fucking be. So they're not these mythical alien creatures. They're women. Have the same biology as any other woman. So don't treat them any different than what they are. They're women. But, yet and still, since you know that they're women and they have a biological and sexual imperative, then why not work on yourself and exact the discipline that the level of beauty of the woman that you want, that level of beauty offers you a seat at the table. You've been offered a seat at the table when a continuum of women want you to have direct sexual access to them, when they don't require offerings and you are the offering. That means you've been offered a seat at the table. And you can't get in the space, you can't pull up a seat at the table. See, if you try to pull up a seat at the table with beautiful women, they're going to play with you, they're going to manipulate you, they're going to disrespect you, and of course, as soon as you talk to them, it's going to be a shit test because you don't belong at that table yet. You can't just wake up and say beautiful women are supposed to give me sexual access. I'm not over here selling fantasies to men. You have to do some work. You have to find out what look works best for you. You have to take inventory of your gifts and talents and figure out which offering is the best offering that I have to give to life. So I can start radiating and elevating and having the best value that I can offer to the world. That's when your appeal begins to develop because you're given the optimum amount of value. And then you begin to love yourself because you know yourself and you understand and accept yourself. And then from there, your looks improve. You begin to make advancements in the material world that don't mean anything. They're just a reflection of the advancement that you've made internally as a man. So your entire world elevates and changes. You radiate from the inside out. Everything about you is more elevated, it's better. And you're more attractive. Your appearance changes. Everything about you changes in a positive way because you're evolving. And now these beautiful women who are used to being catered to and dealing with losers that they don't respect, now they see you, a man that is to be revered and respected, and what do? They offer you a seat. They offer you a seat at the table. And I said they. That's when you've arrived in the space of the attractiveness of the kind of women that you want, because they're still women. They still get horny. They still are very turned on by sexually attractive men. That's what I'm saying. Why not become a sexually attractive man? Why not trying to shortcut your way to pulling up a seat at the table when you can be readily offered a seat at the table? That's the only way it happens. One of two ways. You pull up a seat, you're going to suffer, or you get invited, you're going to have an enjoyable experience. And it's not a guarantee that you're going to have compatibility and things like that, but at least your reference point is beautiful women don't offer me shit because they see me as a gift. They see me as something to be consumed, lusted, and desired. That's when you are able to pull up a seat at the table with beautiful women, because they always have a seat at the table for sexually attractive men. Always. So you have to become that man and develop those reference points. See, that's the last thing I'll say is, even when I didn't have a full understanding of masculinity, beautiful women playing with me didn't make sense. I still didn't have a tolerance for it because I had reference points. Even when I was younger, in my 20s, there were so many women offering themselves to me that I can look back and I can never say I went on a bunch of dates with women, and I spent an unnecessary amount of time with women, and I had to grow on women. I was just so used to women identifying me as an object of their lust and desire that I innately couldn't tolerate anything other than that. So that was my reference point. See, your reference points, those are elevated levels of knowledge, even without understanding. See, I had an elevated level of knowledge because I knew the side of women that I liked the best, and the women who didn't give me that side, it didn't make sense. Even though I didn't have a deep understanding of this thing, I just knew on a very surface level, I had elevated knowledge that when women like you and they're sexually attracted to you, that's the best experience. And that if women are attempting to get you to go take them on dates and jump through hoops and all that kind of stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. It made sense before I even had a full understanding of it. Why? Because women choose with their eyes and their goddamn pussies, man. Now, there's other qualities that quality women will assess in you and celebrate, but by and large, we're all animals here to procreate. So how's that woman going to give you an easy way to access her? Through her eyes and through her vagina. It's that simple. And so you have to develop yourself into that sexually attractive man that women just give you direct access to. Believe it or not, society won't tell you, women won't tell you, but they do have men that they invite right to the table. They have men that they walk up to and create sexual situations with because they can't contain themselves for the level of lust that they have for these men. Why not push the boundaries of your attractiveness? Why not take yourself for a test drive and see the results that you can possibly get when you become your absolute best self? So instead of shape-shifting and negotiating a woman's lack of desire for you, why not accept the fact that you haven't been given an invitation to the table and do everything in your power to become the optimal man to see what the other side of life looks like? This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight titled, Sexually Attractive Men Always Have a Seat at the Table with Beautiful Women. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. If you want me to make a custom video on a particular topic that you would like me to speak on my channel, a donation of $150 or more is required. I want you to check out my PayPal and my Cash App information that is in my video description. Make your donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App option. In the note feature on PayPal and Cash App, leave the title of the video that you want me to make. And I will have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your subject matter is more nuanced and more particular than just leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, you still make your $150 or more donation to my PayPal or Cash App information in my video description. And then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced, in-depth description of what you want me to make your video on. And your video will be on my channel, Matthew C. Horne Dating, right here on YouTube in 24 hours or less. If my message has been of value to you, if your thought processes are elevated as a result of listening to my message and inhaling and taking in my message, then I want you to make a donation to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. I never tell you what to donate. Just donate according to how you've been impacted. And just know that your donations continue to help me to grow and elevate and move forward. I never take a donation for granted. And it's a very fair exchange as I bring you this heat, this elevated game. You know I'm bringing it. Every time you see me, every time you get this notification, you know you're going to get the best. So I want your donations to reflect that. If you're in need of coaching, if you have different challenges and impediments and frustrating experiences with women in the dating game that you're unable to overcome, I'm your dating coach. I have immediate answers that will translate to immediate breakthroughs. If you're in need of coaching, I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space in the body of the email. I'll do an assessment and I'll email you back promptly with the terms of the coaching. And if once you accept, we set a date and time, the coaching will commence and your breakthroughs will exist. I'm still looking for individuals to fill the slots of the 5 slots that I have for 5 people who want to take the year-long coaching journey with me, okay? In this year-long coaching journey, you're going to get a minimum of 3 coaching calls with me per week. You're going to get 24-hour access to me as well. You can be in a situation with a woman, just met her on a dating app, about to go on a date, having an experience with her, you have a question, or just anything in life as well. There's mentorship built into this as well. You have 24-hour access to me, 3 coaching calls per week. That means 12 coaching calls a month. And once the way that I'm going to be most effective for you in this space is that once you reach out to me, you're going to tell me exactly where you are and where you want to be in the dating game and in life. Then I'm going to create a tailored program that starts at the very first coaching call. It's going to be tailored to you. You're going to start improving immediately. That's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be, where you see yourself, where you envision yourself, and then beyond. There's nothing like this. One-on-one access to me. I'm your dating coach. I'm only taking on 5 people. If you're interested in taking a year-long coaching journey with me, then I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave mentorship in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and tell me exactly where you are and where you want to be in this thing called the dating game and in life. I'll do the assessment and then I will call you. I'm not going to email you. I'm going to call you, and we're going to decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. One guarantee you get from me, you give me a year of your life, I promise you, it'll never be the same. Reach out to me. Lastly, my dating coaching community on a school platform. This video was inspired by the Monday night Zoom conversation that we have every Monday night in the community. So if you want to join, I want everyone to join my dating coaching community on a school platform. The information to sign up will be in my video description, the link to sign up. In this particular community, you're going to get a minimum of 2 coaching videos per week. Exclusive content that's just for the community, that's not on YouTube. In addition to that, once a week, I get to be your dating coach for an hour. I do a monologue on a topic at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anybody in the community can get on. After we discuss the monologue, then everyone can ask me whatever questions they want to ask me for the duration of an hour. I'm your dating coach for an hour. Every Zoom call that I made is archived in the community. Every video that we've made is archived in the community as well. So you have dozens of videos to go through my catalog and catch up with once you sign up with the community. And then you can get on live with me Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and ask me anything you want to ask me. It's nothing like it, man. I allow the members of the community to propose topics to me as well to make custom videos on that I put in the community. It's an interactive and empowering space that will guarantee your personal growth. So I want you all to sign up for my dating coaching community on a school platform. That's all I have for you. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight. And please understand, beautiful women do lust and desire men. They lust and desire the men that they lust and desire. It's really that simple. You can try to pull up a seat at the table, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you your masculinity because you're going to have to submit to the woman and be her plaything, as opposed to having her offer you a seat to the table and walk up to you and let you know how much she lusts and desires you. It's a huge contrast, but you can experience the latter if you're willing to exert the discipline in your life to just explore. Why not explore yourself? Why not give yourself a chance? Why not take a chance on yourself and gamble on what's inside of you? Why not develop your best gifts and talents and attributes? Why not pay attention to your appearance and begin to love yourself from the inside out? Why not radiate an entirely different man by becoming a different man? Think about that. There's an entire world that's available to you. And I promise you, it won't just be beautiful women. Life will offer you a seat to the table of elevated experiences. I'll see you all soon.